Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well. Citations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is just a quick lesson. An article I came across. I had to push it out. We're in the time of, expedient prophecy, man. You know, and this is from Russia Today. It says U.S. expels 35 Russian diplomats, closes 2 compounds. And as soon as I seen this, Ezekiel 38 just popped in my head because as little as these little things may seem, these are chess pieces being moved, you know. And these things very much matter because these things are happening in the same manner as in the Cold War. All right, after World War II, right, when the Germans blah 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 defeated, you had intelligence war, if you will, or race for the domination or the dominant power on the earth, right? Russia and America were fighting over the scientists of Germany, of Nazi Germany. And in America, it was termed Project Paperclip, which you can look up now. It's a declassified file. And you can look up these things. They were fighting over them because they were studying and experimenting new technology that would increase the power of Germany, right? That's one of the ways America and eventually Russia attained the atom bomb, right? Which both of them attained it. So Russia said, you know what, we got to take it up a notch and fake our way to the moon. We got to show that, we are the bigger power, right? Which they faked all that shit, but it was just a show, just to show that, yeah, we're the top power. But these are moves that were being played because you had spies everywhere. You had COINTELPRO. You had all kinds of these things going on, espionage. And it was termed the Cold War, right? Because it wasn't hot. But in this day and age, it will be hot. It's a Cold War already. This is all Cold War tactics right here. When you expel diplomats and you shoot down planes and, you disrespect people and talk shit about nations and sanctions, that's all Cold War. That's called, there's things called financial wars, right? But this time it will be turned into a hot war. It's going to be a very hot war. So it says here, 35 Russian, it's like it pop-ups, 35 Russian diplomats have been expelled from the U.S. according to a statement from State Department. President Obama described those expelled as intelligence operatives, also announcing the closure of 2 Russian compounds in New York and Maryland. The Russian diplomats would be given 72 hours to leave U.S. soil. They are expelled for acting in a manner inconsistent with their diplomatic status, the statement reads. The Russian staff will also be denied access to the New York and Maryland compound as of noon on Friday, the source added. This part of the measure introduced in response to the Russian government's aggressive harassment of U.S. officials and cyber operations aimed at the U.S. election. Obama said in a statement calling the measures a necessary and appropriate response to efforts to harm U.S. interests in violation of established international norms of behavior. All Americans should be alarmed by Russia's actions. The president stressed again blamed Moscow for orchestrating hacking attacks. These are all things that will quickly escalate and will lead into the Third World War, which is what prophecy calls for, which is what Yahweh Bashem Yoshai calls for. And we're going to read Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. Right? Gog and Magog is the land of Russia. And say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So Most High is against the Russians anyway. They're going to be destroyed anyway. Verse 4, and this is the point, and I will bring thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. See, so what does that mean? He will bring thee back. We used to read these scriptures, man. The apostles been reading for 30 years, man. But I remember reading this scripture like 7, 8, 9 years ago. But it's really, really happening right now. You can actually see this going on right now. before your eyes. He's actually bringing them back. He's putting hooks into their jaw, meaning they were going one way, but he said, no, 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 I'm going to pull you back, and you're going to have animosity towards the West again. And this time it's going to be a hot war. It's not going to be cold. We're already in the Cold War. It's going to turn up right now, right? And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. See, which is the modern day sword, is the missiles. Right, verse 5, Persia, which is Iran, by the way. All right, Persia changed its name to Iran, I believe, in the 30s, because it was actually called Persia until then, right? Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all of his bands, I believe that's France. The house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see that? So this is the time we're living in right now. These are the days that we're living in. We're living in these days. Ezekiel 38 is a beautiful scripture, because all these tactics that we're seeing right now, all these things, this is a Cold War tactic. This is the same thing that was happening post World War II, right? But like I said, when Project Paperclip, Russia, they show you that in the movie Good Shepherd with Matt Damon, right? The CIA created it, and they were actually negotiating with the Russians over which scientists we can take, which this and that, and but then it became a war of espionage to see what the other side had, and really it wasn't time for Russia and America, the bear and the eagle, to fight. But and hey man, it's about to turn up, man. In 2017, you're gonna see man. If not the end, you're gonna see many prophecies come to pass. If that's not the year of the missiles, you're gonna see it's gonna be even closer in 2018. All right, but I believe in 2017 is gonna be the year to chip, because they're pushing it very heavy. So that was quickly, I just had to push this out, man. We're in the time of expedience, man. Where you see something, you report it. You have to bring it out. This just came out just now, 20 minutes ago. So again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Ka'Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned the truth from. Salutations unto the elect. Shalom.